Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Let's have a look at the game with two legends facing each other. We have Fabiano Caruana with the white pieces, and we have Vasyl Ivanchuk with the black pieces. This game was played in Biel in an international chess festival in 2009. So here we see Fabi is a lot younger, and he was lower rated than Ivanchuk at the time. He had 2,670 rating points, and as we see, Ivanchuk had 2,703 rating points. So yeah, pretty interesting. And let's see what happened that day. I know you guys will enjoy it because you will see the pure chaos on the board. Let's see. D4. Fabi opened with D4. We have D6, E4, knight to F6, knight to C3, defending the pawn, G6, and bishop to E3. And if you're playing Pirc, whenever you see this move, bishop to E3, you know it's going to be a fight. Here, Ivanchuk not afraid of white, and he played bishop to G7, queen to D2, and C6, preparing maybe B5. And we have a line where white wants to trade the bishops before castling. Black accepts the bishop. And here I'm going to show you one line. If you play this line, what can quickly go wrong if you play some slow moves in the opening. Here, if black played knight to D7, which is it's not an inaccuracy, but it's too slow. White would castle and queen to A5. Knight to F3 and B5. Here the threat is to play B4 and capture the E4 pawn. So we have E5, challenging the knight. Pawn takes, and knight G4 attacks the queen. Queen G7 attacks the rook, and you need to defend the pawn and the rook. Rook to F8, and here, what do you play here? You're white. Try to find the best continuation. You play E6, and you're winning the game. Because black needs to take, and now you take the pawn. And if you look at the position closely, this pawn is hanging, the king will stay in the center, the rook is cutting the king, the white king is safe. You're losing this position. And if you ask the evaluation, the engine says the +3 for white. So, and you're still in the opening phase of the game. So, if we go back in this position, here Ivanchuk played the best move, which is queen to A5, putting immediate pressure on the king, on the knight. The threat is to take the pawn. So Fabi defends the pawn with bishop to D3. And if you had this position many times on the board, it's not B5 here the best move. You need to play in the Sicilian spirit with C5. And here I'm going to show you another line, which is the most challenging. Wait a minute. It's from we are following Pirc McNabb from a book. We're following Pirc McNabb from a book. And the line goes like this. The most challenging one. Immediate D5, knight D7, and we have knight F3 and B5. Trying to get C4, B4 in. White ignores, castles, and c4. Attacking the bishop. Bishop goes to e2 and b4. And knight to d1. The pawn is hanging, so McNabb accepts the pawn. Bishop takes on c4, and knight to b6. Attacks the bishop. So bishop attacks the e4 knight. Knight to c5, attacking the bishop, and knight to e3, defending the d5 pawn, and we have a trade. Captures and captures, and takes the pawn, and knight to c4, attacking the queen. And here, if we look at this position, white is slightly better, but I think white has got better plans for the game. He has a safe king. The two knights are nicely placed. The rooks will come to e and c file. The black king is not so safe. He can't castle. If you castle queenside, I think you're getting destroyed. So I would take white in this position. Okay, if we go back in position when c5 was played, here Fabio played knight to e2, and we have a provocative knight to c6 and d5. Now knight to e5, and here bishop to b5 check. In this position, Ivanchuk fully play the best move, king d8, proving that this check is pointless. Fabio played knight g3, supporting the e4 pawn, which is a slight mistake, and we have c4, the best move. This bishop is stuck here now, and really take the pawn, so here Fabio played h3, taking the g square away from black's pieces, and now Ivanchuk played a6, but if we go back in this position, Marine pointed out, I'm going to show you. It's your turn now. Here in this position, pause the video and try to find the winning move for the black pieces. You need to see a lot further, but comment in the comments down below, what would you play in this position? Okay. Now let's reveal the solution. The solution is g5. What's the point behind the move g5? The point is that this knight sitting on e5 square controls here the escape square from the bishop and nicely controls the light squares in white's camp. So white can't play f4 in this position. And now the threat is to trap the bishop. So now if white takes the pawn, we have a6 attacking the bishop, and now f4 attacking the knight. We just go back, knight to g6, and now what's the threat here? Your bishop is hanging, and soon your queen will get trapped. So the evaluation is -3 for the white pieces. This is completely winning for black. Ivanchuk missed the g5 move, and he played a6. And now we have f4 and knight f3 check. Knight f3 check here, and Fabi accepted the knight. A takes on the b5, and we have castles. Castles kingside and b4, attacking the knight. Knight from c to e2, and queen to c5 check. King goes up the board to g2, and developing a bishop to d7. Here, if white continued here with, let's say, for example, queen to g7, the queen would get harassed by the rook, rook to g8, and if the queen takes the pawn here, you would play bishop to e8, bishop, queen to e6, and now the queen is almost trapped. The queen has got no squares to go, no squares. It's completely out of the game. You would play rook to f8, and now what? How do you save the queen? What's the threat? The threat is to play bishop to f7, and the queen is gone. So that doesn't work. You can't go to g7 square. Here, after c3 was played, we have a trade. B takes on c3, and knight takes on c3. And we have b5, trying to get b4 in, preventing. Fabi prevents the b4, connecting the rooks with king is much more safe on the c7 square, and rook from a to d1. And here, rook h to g8, eyeing the white king, and e5, knight h5. This is a very nice move by Vasyl Ivanchuk. Here I'm going to show you first a line. If the knight is accepted, let's say for example, knight takes knight, this is a mistake. You take with the pawn, with check, king moves to h2, and you play rook on g6, attacking the queen. Queen takes the pawn, and you double up the rooks. And this position is described as completely winning for black. If you're right, you got nothing here in this position. Okay, if we go back, when knight to h5 was played, here rook from f to e1. In this position, if you look at the position closely, you are black here. Pause the video for the second time. What do you play here? Here, if you found the best continuation for black, if you see the rook eyeing that king, you need to open the g file. This is the right approach. And here, if Fabi accepts the pawn, you're getting destroyed. Knight f4, king goes down the board, queen f2, and this is completely winning. The pawn is hanging, you're getting checkmated on g2 square, so this is winning. If you go back in this position, here the line which was represented in the book, white can try queen takes on h5. And here we would see something like g takes on f4. The knight is pinned, so the knight cannot move. And now you play knight e4. And here rook takes knight. The best move is to go down the board with the king. King goes on h1. Rook takes, queen takes the rook. We have a trade. Captures the queen, and d takes on c5. And we would have this position on the board, which is roughly equal, and it would probably be a draw. But yeah, everything can happen. So yeah. If we go back, what was played in the game. In the game, Fabio played e takes on d6, e takes on d6, and here Fabio made a mistake. He played knight takes on h5. Vasyl immediately attacked the queen, and he played knight e4, the second mistake in the game. Here I'm going to show you if in this position, if queen takes on h7, g takes on f4, and queen takes the rook, f takes on g6, and knight takes on f4. We would see this position where it's described that white can still play on. Black is slightly better, but it would be a lot better for Fabi. So if I go back here in this position, sorry, Vasyl played rook to g6, and we have knight e4 attacking the queen. Rook takes the queen, knight takes the queen on c5, d takes c5, and knight to g3. G takes on f4, knight to e2, attacking the pawn, and the king goes down the board in action. Knight takes on f4, rook check on g8, king goes to f2, and we have rook h4 and knight to g2. Rook takes the pawn on h3, rook h1, trying to trade a pair of rook from g to g3. Okay, we have a trade of the rooks, and rook on e1 on an open file. And here, if we look the endgame, these pawns look very scary. Here, this pawn is gone. Black is completely winning. We have h5. Vasyl can play the endgame like a machine. So as Fabi, but Fabi made some mistakes and inaccuracies during the game. So this position was losing. Rook to h1 was played, and a4 trying to split pawns. Rook b1. Vasyl continued nicely. The bishop nicely defends the b5 pawn. A takes b5. Rook takes b5. b2 with check. King goes to g3 and c3. This pawn is too quick. Knight to e3, and here in this position, Vasyl played bishop takes on b5, and Fabi resigned the game. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed in the game. Here, back when this move was played in this position, I analyzed this position very intense with my friends, and we were looking some crazy lines, trying to figure out this position. Here, the evaluation says that it's roughly equal, but if you found this move, you would play with the white pieces, you would have big problems, because engine can help you. If you're human, it's a really tough position to play for the white pieces, because your king is not so safe on the open g file. The black king is very, very safe here, and the rooks can easily come and join the attack, so it would be very hard to play as white pieces. So yeah, g5 for the second time, amazing move. Hope you enjoyed in the game. Subscribe to my channel for more chess content like this, and we'll see you soon with the next chess video. Goodbye, guys, and enjoy.